Yo, what's going on, everybody?
What's up, IG?
We are back. I hope you guys all had a great holiday. Merry Christmas. We are back live today, and it feels good. It feels good, group.
Yes, we are.
So thank you all for tuning in and joining us today. We're going to do, instead of going educational.
Missed the holiday over Saturday. I had a bunch of family stuff going on personally, so we just decided to take it off and kind of spend some time with family. But we're back, and it's a little bit of a special Terp Talk today. Kind of talking about reflection on 2021 a little bit, less our thoughts like a tomorrow episode's going to be, and more on just wanting to hear your thoughts and stuff. So definitely excited for today.
Yeah, it's going to be
a lot of discussion.
It's going to be an interesting topic. A lot of things happened in cannabis this year in 2021 from the beginning of the year when Michael Thompson was actually free from jail due to cannabis-related crimes, 25, 30 years. We talked about an episode last year about that. Right. Going all the way to the recall that happened just last month, Groovy, that affected over $200 million worth of product and affected about 70% of product that hit the shelves. And the MCMA. That was, I think, bigger than the Virtuous Recall with the whole no changes. Crazy. And trying to get rid of the caregiver system. So
yeah, we'll get that MCMA shit. It's bazonkers.
2021 in general is just a wild year, I think, in cannabis.
The whole divide thing, and then with all the COVID stuff, up and down and this and back, and you're starting to see dispos, some fully open, some not fully open. It's things are just changed a lot. A lot of things have changed, in my opinion.
Dude, a lot has. But as we get rolling, let us know what you're dabbing on IG. Yeah, let us know what you're smoking on Facebook or Twitter or YouTube, wherever you're at.
How are you consuming cannabis?
Let us know how you're consuming cannabis. Did you have a great weekend? Great holiday weekend? I hope you all did. We're about to be smoking up some bangerang right now. Get a little sativa on the sativa side with lemonine terp.
Cool. I didn't know we were smoking, so that's pretty cool.
So yeah, I would say
definitely. Oh, dude, this is the most lemon stuff I've ever tasted. So.
Yeah, it's one of mine favorite lemon strains right now. Probably biased because obviously I grew it. So
good though. Smells good. Smells good. Let us know what you're smoking in the comments. That'd be awesome. Appreciate y'all on YouTube and Facebook and everywhere. I love y'all. You can see y'all tuning in. 7 on each already. I appreciate y'all. Damn. Got 15 people. Yeah, please let us know what you're tuning in, what you're dabbing on. IG, what's up, fam? I can see y'all on IG.
Yeah, what's going on, everybody?
I just took a dab of some sour dub, which honestly, with 2021, with all the mass-produced so many amount of genetics, it was kind of nice smoking something that it was like nostalgic or like a reflection of like what we haven't seen in a while. Oh, Mike Cooper, what's up, man? How's it going? Got some super lemon haze sauce. Right on. Oh, 3 lefts. We actually met them at
Cannacon.
Yeah, I said that right. That's why I said it slow. Well, because I've been mixing up BizCon.
You were freezing there. I was like, they're great guys. Dude, speaking of genetics, they have tons of genetics, let me tell you. Remember, he showed us his collection on his phone, was like, and that was just like barely anything. It scratched the surface of nothing.
Right.
They're great. I actually haven't tried any of their product yet. Personally, I would love to try their product, and looking forward to trying their product. I might end up taking a sourdough.
It's some True North Collective stuff. It looks like the batter that I get, but I haven't had some sourdough in a minute. It reminded me of stuff. And
that stuff was fire.
I've got so much garlic genetics that I love from them, GMO and garlic sherbet and garlic this and garlic that. So it was just, a nice little switch up.
Rich, is that joint by 313? Dose 313?
Yeah, greasy runs and dabbing some dosey dough.
Because that's probably...
Hey, it's funny. We were just talking shit kind of about dosey dough. When we record our last episode going tomorrow, because it was like kind of saying that we really didn't feel like it was that big of a strain this year. I mean, you saw it, but it wasn't like a huge strain.
Not in my book, man.
And that's kind of like what we want to talk about this year, or this episode is talking about our thoughts and predictions of 2021, because a lot of things were, all over. So things have been crazy. Let's start off with like kind of the hot topic. I'd like to, right? You want to just jump into it with the MCMA?
Yeah, jump into it, man. That I think that's one of...
So if you're not familiar with the MCMA, it was a group of companies that came together to lobby against caregiver rights to reduce plant count. And they're copping out and saying it's for patients to get their plants tested. But we all know it's money. And
It's all related to money, man. It's all capitalism.
sorry,
They
hit
just
this,
want.
Jay, because if we're talking about the MCMA, it's frustrating.
Yeah,
But
we'll get the frustrating part over with. Then
well, no, I mean honestly, because it was such a big part of Michigan cannabis in 2021. I think what we did see is that how powerful the market is when you stand together and start saying, "Hey, that's not right. That's bullshit." And granted, when we go to dispose and we were like, "No, we don't want that product because it's MCMA," and they don't know, it's frustrating. But we tell them, you know what I mean? Like that's what we talk about, and yeah, it definitely created a little bit of a divide and stuff, as far as like which where you bought from. But I think just for a little bit, I think now it's kind of settled to realize people have different life decisions that lead them to different areas, and if you can avoid it, we avoid it. That's what we do.
100%. Hashtag no changes. Continue calling and speaking to your representatives and bringing them up on no changes and bringing awareness to the topic, because not everyone is familiar with it or what it entails. So bringing that to the representatives, I think we can, as the people, fight the MCMA and don't let them prevail in 2022.
Man, it tastes like it tastes like I'm eating a lemon. It's nuts.
Very lemony. Hey.
Well, and just in general, what we saw is how greed, it doesn't work with cannabis. You know what I mean? What cannabis users like to see is a good quality product. Like all that other stuff doesn't matter. Like the marketing, like no one cares how much money you spend on marketing. No one cares about this. Like at the end of the day, yeah, sure, maybe you're the one that's going to get the most attention at first, but once people smoke it and it's garb,
yeah, you're going to lose out.
It's like why people out here were talking shit about cookies when actually their genetics are pretty good. Just when it's not grown good, I mean, you know what I mean? So, I don't know. You saw that kind of divide of showing that people that were like, listen, we like legal bud, but don't be greedy about it. So
don't be greedy, exactly. And we're going to see that in cannabis. You're going to see the greed coming.
Exactly.
Just can't support them.
And go in like companies like Rich just said, Ghost 313 is one of the best companies he found in as far as dispo book goes, and that's what I'm saying. There are dispo companies out there that are good. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Ghost is great. I love their bud, man. Their Mac one was probably one of our top reviews of the year.
Right.
With I wish we would have reviewed that Mac by Local Grove too, but we didn't review that.
Right,
we just smoked it. That was really good.
Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, there are companies out there that aren't, being selfish pieces of shit and not fighting for it and just trying to, like, be loving the market. So that's why I don't necessarily want to sit here and say MCMA just basically said, hey, fuck the legal market. No, it brought attention to the market, which need to be brought. We need to discuss these companies. You can't just go buy the one you see on a billboard because you think that's the most familiar thing. That's not the most familiar thing. That's just who had the most money for a billboard, right? You got to go there and what works for you, right? What you want. And although that is more expensive, if it's too expensive for you, then we just got to go get a caregiver, So again, and I would reach out into groups and out here and message us, and put it in the comments. We definitely have people that are caregivers in the comments, maybe pointing in the right direction. So.
Yeah, dude, it's great to help out people in the community and just helping out. But yeah, just pay attention to who you're buying some product from, or understand. And if you don't know, maybe ask questions or ask people in the community. There's a bunch of if you're on Reddit, there's Michi Gents, there's a huge Michigan subreddit. You can always talk to people in there. It's just bringing awareness, because there are companies that are trying to ruin plant counts. And I'm not going to stay too long on the topic, but if they do, they're going to come for your home grows. If they take away caregiver rights, they're going to come for the home grows, because why is one caregiver going to grow 24 plants?
Right, and we're not going to, we're about that. We're about to cut out of this topic, but like my big thing is like T-Dub just asked a question, and it's actually a very good question. Do organizations like these assholes organize in other states? I think, honestly, in other states, they're a little more preemptive. I think in New Jersey, they got to it beforehand. You know what I mean? Like, they already got to control because they were like, oh, shit, we can't have that
who crafted their law? Legislators crafted the law, so they're going to have where you can't have home grows in general, so no one's allowed to grow home weed out there.
I think you'll always have
and we enacted
companies trying to fight the small guy, so it's just like the Walmart idea, right?
Yep.
You take all the demand, you have the lowest price. That's why I'm surprised that none of these, these type of shit companies are just lowering their price, because that's the only way you're going to get your shit bought.
Yeah, but you are going to have more. You're going to have companies. While more states go legal, you're going to have more companies continue lobbying back and forth for these because they're gonna if their product's not getting bought, they're gonna lose out on money and eventually not be a viable company because you can't continue with all the overhead if you're not selling any product, right? Because stores won't rebuy your product.
That's true.
But if they do organize in other states, I don't know if they are right now because of how much backlash they got, like here in the state of Michigan. Like that hit national news. I had a lot of LinkedIn connections talking about it and bringing up the boycott list and posting it on LinkedIn and talking about it because you had companies from out of state that are coming into Michigan. Like who am I trying to think of right now on the list? You had Wana. You had who's the other ones from out of state?
Oh, I don't even know. I mean, there was Cloud, but that's different. That's different. So
right. Besides the point, but it just hit national attention, so it's big, and we got to continue talking about that and bringing awareness to the topic.
Because taking away rice is probably the most least American thing there is. It doesn't really matter what you're talking about. When you're talking about taking away rights, it's just not cool.
The law's been here since '08 for medical.
So yeah, man, I think I like T-Dub, Canada. I think everyone listening. I think we all know it's gonna exist. It's just making sure that we do the research and know who to support, and like knowing that the companies that we support them for a reason besides like it was cheap.
Correct, man. Yeah, 100%.
And then if price is the thing, do what I do with concentrates. Just stare at those deal lists and check weed maps all the time with many dispos. I check many dispos. I don't just go to the same one. I know it's a little more of a hassle. Hunter. I'm a deal hunter when it comes to concentrates.
Hunting them deals.
Yeah, well, I mean, got it. Snipe. Yeah, I'm like, I hide that. I keep extra wax just in case, like you never know. I got GMO T-Dub. But no, since we're talking about favorite genetics, let's lighten the topic a little bit. Let's talk about more thoughts on 2021 cannabis. That's kind of like the theme of today, but and if you got any thoughts on 2021 cannabis, the market, your state, our state, let us know in the comments. Just we'll talk about it. We'll even put a lower third, and we can make it a discussion. But these are some of the topics we want to talk about because genetics, the whole favorite genetics, strain of the year. I want to know your strain of the year because and I want to know your strain of the year, and I'm gonna make up some shit that I can think.
We know your strain of the year, GMO.
That's the strain of my life. I'm just gonna have to get GMO tatted across my eye right here, just like GMO. No.
I think cannabis drinks are going to be pretty big in 2022 because they were starting to become very popular here. Not popular, but you're starting to see more coming to market with the drinks. Michigan was in talks. Nevada already had them. I think Cali's even having kombucha. I'm blanking on the company, but there's going to be kombucha with like CBD infused in it.
We saw beer, de-alkalized alcohol. Which is wild too. Oh shit! Sorry.
Seeing all that that's like. It's pretty cool. You're seeing different avenues of where cannabis will be. Will we see more and more? Will it pick up with mainstream people drinking cannabis? I mean, I don't think that's something I would pick up and do all the time. I'd prefer smoking, but maybe have a drink. But
I think it's just like any of those unique things. It's just like the whipped cream, alcohol. It's like all these like specialty items. You'll sell them, niche things. You'll get presents here and there. But will it really ever take off to that next level? Like it's just like the strains. It's like these. It's like the genetics. Like you don't really know it's gonna take off till it takes off. You know what I mean? Like what I'm saying. Definitely love Nobo's hot sauce idea. I love that. Haven't seen hot sauce before. I love that. You know what I mean? Small microdose and just add it. I like that.
Gotta try it.
But you don't really see a lot of different things. But anyway, favorite genetics. Yeah, GMOs always. But we just want to talk about this because Dosey Doe was not the strain of the year. No, so Leafly was doing some bullshit with their whatever was tight most. We talked about this. Me and Candy. I think we can agree now. Mints.
Kush mints.
Mints family. Mints. Kush mints. Animal mints. The mints, Christmas tree, the mints, the other stuff we had, genetics.
Anything mints was strain of the year.
Yeah, I mean to me GMO, but like
we got strain of the year: banana buttercup and wedding cake. So wow, banana buttercup. I have not even heard of that pheno. So that's crossed with wedding cake. Wedding cake. I thought earlier because we talked about I think on our Turb Talk last week. Strain of the year, and I thought cake was very popular. So if it wasn't.
I definitely thought cake last year or 2019. Cake was king. Whatever.
Yeah, I just disagree. I thought Runts was because Runts was so popular in 19. Runts was in 2020. Cake was literally strain of the year by Leafly in 19.
Before Runts. I would say Runts was probably last year. You saw runts in everything last
Runts
year.
was last year, but
it came out in 2019, but it
I
didn't
was
get
also
popular till last year.
we saw fake runts at the High Times Cup in 19, man. That's what I'm saying.
Right,
Runts
but
was like that hit in 19 and then 20. And that's why I thought cake this year. And I'm going to stick to that. That was mine. But I go with mints, though. Me and you had to talk again. And I actually saw another company on Cali write up an article on it. And I agree with them on it. I think it would be mints. Mints is, there's a lot of people are breeding with them. So I think we'll see more genetics of it in the future. But I would have to go with that. That'd be it.
No, I definitely like like, you know, people want to know the strains that they love or the unique flavor that's unique to them and new, right? And it's awesome, right? So, and they, you know, you got growers trying to grow the shit that sells, and you got trying to find the new genetic, right? Those are the two different styles of things. And honestly, I think at the end of the day, kind of love them both. So, you know, I think as far as strain of the year goes, I definitely think it was more on the Mints family. I love the GMO, the uniquer strains, not Do-Si-Do. It's been around since 2016. You know what I mean?
Mike, personally fan of the Hazes. I like that. I haven't seen many Hazes. I do like
Hazes, yeah.
I do like some lemon haze or super silver haze. There have been some good ones. Purple haze isn't bad either too. So yeah, I guess I do like some of the hazes. I just don't see those as often. Personally.
Yeah, that's actually, and Mike brings up a question here. He says, you know, when you say the haze, what do you guys think about how much our hash rosin quality's increased? I'm a big fan. I am a huge fan, especially if you're willing to go, you know, not just to the dispos and you look around, you go to the markets, you find other people. There is a lot of good hash rosin around. The issue is the price point.
So expensive, man.
The issue is the price point. If you can find a good company, you know, and a good connect, like I had to find a good plug, and that's like outside of the dispos. They happen to grow good press good stuff from hash, like, you know, like cold cure stuff. But again, I can't get it on the regular. And again, even going to like farmers market style stuff, I mean, it's still expensive out there. You're still talking. The lowest 60, I've seen is 50. Yeah, but that 50. Was only because it was a deal and a half. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't, and maybe someone out there, you know, especially if you're growing your own, obviously you win. You can just press your own. But like doing it right and having it good, like, it's so expensive. Like, and I think that's really just the issue that keeps it from taking off. Like, and that's why I love Better, because you get that terp flavor, but for like a quarter of the price. Unfortunately,
I'm a huge fan,
dude,
man.
I'm with it. I love rosin, but I think the reason why it hasn't just gone like escalated, like the way like live resin did, or the way, you know, like vaping did, right? Carts, like. I just don't think it's taking off because you're paying from anywhere from like minimum 60, and that's if you find a good deal at a dispo, and then you got to pay tax on it, up to at least $100 plus dollars.
We've seen 120, I think, for a gram, 110 with that dispo. I mean, I was like, how are you gonna buy a gram? How you gonna buy a gram of hash rosin for that much money? Like that's just ridiculous for the consumer. But it also, if you're washing and you're not a good washer, you don't have a good producer washing your bud. I mean, you could get a very low yield, and then you've lost out on all your product. And I think that's something the consumers, and we always don't think about, because I always don't think about that. And I would think there's certain strains, if you're going to grow rosin, I think Nika T mentioned on her episode this year.
Hey, my man, I'm just going to call you X because I'm not sure how to say your name. X said, I heard the price in Colorado is great for hash rosin. And that's sweet. Maybe Michigan will catch up. I haven't
Colorado's advanced. They've been years in front of us.
So. Right? And that maybe that's what you're saying. And then that'd be awesome. I love to get out there and check it out. And again, I have seen $50, $60, but you have to go more and just kind of be willing to find the right people. And you have to really, and then again, to me, the dude I know is like moving it, so it's like, and he's pressing, so it's like I don't even have time to meet up with him. You have to buy a half ounce of it or a quarter at a time, you know. Just and then you're, you know, it's, you know, who's gonna spend $500,000 on wax right there and then? Not everyone.
It can become
personal.
It can become very expensive when you're buying it at $100 a gram at the consumer.
See, at Vehicle City, if you buy an OZ at a time, now you're talking rosin, really? Because like when I went to Vehicle City, granted I got some Dogman Diamond, you know, shit, but that was $88 a G.
Yeah.
And then I did some other rosin for those a little bit cheaper, but I did not see a 15 a G style cheap. And
I would agree with you.
I have to go there more.
It's more of a craft. It definitely is a craft. It's a little bit of a drive
for me. It's like an hour.
Good rosin washers, good rosin producers, whoever produces the rosin and makes it. It is craft, because there's some really bad rosin.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Like that loom rosin, that loom rosin we had. I always bring that up. That stuff was like 90. I don't know. It was just like, I bet you it wasn't even like nug wash. It probably was trim, because it was just sap, nasty.
Well, that's what I said. Not all rosin, not all wax.
Jenny Kush
concentrates are exactly exactly equal. And like my big thing is like, it is a craft because like if it's not pressed right, if the hash isn't made right, then the rosin's not going to be right? And you've seen the people that like you've seen it where it just doesn't look the same. It doesn't have that print. Granted, I'm sure it tastes good and it's good like right, but there's that next level where it's got like wow, the smell is great, the taste is great. I'm literally drooling thinking about like when you got that nice rosin with like that little shine of sauce on top. Oh, gorgeous. I tell you, baby, it's gorgeous. But
like all white forces.
Smokey makes some fire rosin. Who's Smokey? Like from Friday? No, I'm just kidding.
That'd be awesome.
No, who's that? Look, dude, dope. What's up, dude? How's it going? I haven't seen you, fam. Sorry, just want to say, and it is a craft. Washing is a craft, exactly. Yep. And then pressing is a craft, right? So it's a whole process, and every strain is a little different. So it's like, I think that's the big difference of rosin never taken off. Think about hash has never taken off in dispensaries. Like for this generation, you never saw like pucks being sold that regularly. Granted, I would love to buy a puck. Man, if I could just go back and buy, even if it's just
I
like
love
some
hash,
shake
dude.
hash.
I love hash.
I would just throwing in your joint.
I like making the snake and stuffing that all the way through.
Putting them in the middle of my bowls. Oh my god, that's how I got.
I don't know about that, but putting them in my joints.
All right, dude.
I'm just kidding. I give you a hard time. You smoking joints all the time now. I just give you a hard time on your glass. No reason. No hate against glass. I just love joints. Besides point, yeah, some good hash. Can't go wrong with it, dude. Love me some good hash, man. Love me some good hash.
Yeah, and I like hash. That just when you like old school sift it and press it, and you got little pucks. Like cool, dude. Hash is great. Like, and that's. But again, like I'm surprised that didn't take off. But again, people now ever since concentrates became.
Dabs.
Dabbable stuff.
Yeah. What gives me the highest?
Okay, I'll check out Smoky Solventless next time I'm at Vehicle City. Don't even know. I don't remember that night, to be honest. Last time I was there.
We were there in the 5-year.
There was so much going on.
Yeah, we were
It was very busy. It was not like your normal night. It didn't feel like it, at least. But.
Dude, so you're saying 3 Lefts and Michigrown did a hash rosin collab? Because I like Michigrown's flower, and 3 Lefts were pretty dope. So that'd be a pretty good collab. If that's a collab, I think that'd be pretty. I definitely have to try. I definitely try that.
Would you check it out?
Yeah. 100%.
Yes.
Not 50-50. 100%. I would have to try that out, dude. I'd love.
Oh, dude, you have to.
Michigrown had some good flower this year, man. Some of the stuff I tried, their product was pretty good.
Dude, some of their stuff was solid. We tried their runs. It was pretty solid.
I think they had wedding cake.
Tried a few things. I can't remember.
Did they have the mints too? I think they had Kush mints too.
Mints.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like there was just a lot of good product out. That.
Ooh, man, I'm about to highlight Dope's comment for the next 16 years. Concentrates in general are the future. Way better health wise, less tar, and more effective overall.
You aren't smoking as much plant.
Dude, I love it. Yeah, man. And then like you can just keep moving. I love concentrates, man. I really. Don't get me wrong. I love smoking my joints. There ain't nothing like that. But like you said, like you're not smoking the paper. So if you're taking the right temp, if you're taking your dabs red hot and you're not timing them down to cool dabs, like that's a whole nother problem. But
that's not a good problem.
But yeah, I just want to point that out. I love that.
Yeah, they have
so definitely reflection on 2021 though. You did see an increase, man, in a lot of different types and consistencies.
Oh yeah,
but you're seeing that every year it's growing. Well, CRC became more like a thing. More popular. I'm sure it's been around, but it's became like popularized. So you start seeing that crap this year. So it was really nice to be like, well, it made me realize how much I love that amber toned wax that hasn't been messed with. You know what I mean? Not when I get that like white looking stuff. Like
I prefer the original color that we're getting with it.
My concentrates look like Coke. I'm good on that. Thanks.
Yeah. So. Dude, I have not tried their Tropicana cookies. One company that sounds similar to that was Strain Kings. That Tropicana cookies, man, it wasn't this year, but I think it was last year we had it. It was so good. That was so citrusy. It literally smelled like what's it called? Like you were opening an orange juice and just drinking it. That's literally what it smelled, but it tasted like that too. It was pretty good overall, in my opinion on it. But yeah, dude, there was some good product both on the concentrates and flower side that came to market. Oh, and also edibles, dude. I definitely Covert cups. That was probably one of my favorite edibles this year, dude. Because
dude, they're just
so tasty.
They're just great flavored.
Yeah, dude, I
Like,
could just
you
eat
know
it.
what
If
I
they weren't
mean?
even medicated, I'd be like,
Right.
all right, cool, let's
Get
go.
some Cobra Cup CBD or something for the show.
Those were really good. Those were really good. Also, like the full spectrum edibles we had a couple companies had those. I'm curious what other product we see coming out next year. If there's gonna be any other interesting product coming to market. I know I said drinks. I think drinks we'll see more of them here in Dispos.
I like condiments, the idea, but I don't know how well they'll sell because it's really depending on how much you buy those condiments. I don't know if it'd be super
Correct.
regular.
It'd be like a limited batch.
Well, that's why, like when we saw the Noble hot sauce, I love the hot sauce idea. I love that idea because it'd be a nice little touch to just putting it wings. You can't really make wings flavor, but you could just add that. And it's just like a little touch to when you're already smoking and maybe just an extra,
I would like it. I mean,
Fuck yeah. Nope.
I love me some wings. So
Yep.
Yeah, I'm just curious because each year we're seeing different things happen with cannabis. Next year's a midterm election, so I'm curious if there's going to be more states going legal or even going medical, opening up some type of medical laws in the states. And hopefully, if there are, there's these states that aren't getting like crap laws. Like, and we always bring up Jersey. Like, dude, you got to have home grows. At least New York's allowing a couple plants, but they're smell's not even probable cause now in New York, which is great. And you can smoke in public, I believe.
I brought it up on tomorrow's episode, but I can't believe they beat us to that. Like, come on, Michigan, let's go.
Yeah, dope. See, that's what I've been reading as well too. I've seen that a couple times. The rumor is that drinkables will be the big thing for 2022.
Well, and dude, that de-alkalized beer, like, it was weird for me to accept, like, because I'm not a huge beer drinker, but like, I could see that like being a factor in making it more approachable to the people that don't smoke. And again, you aren't going to be like, hey, let's go like drink a 6-pack and get 20 milligrams of weed in us because that ain't going to do shit. We're going to be like, yeah, wow, I'm lit. But you remember that time
let's smoke a blunt, Andrew?
Remember when we were at our friend's family, and they all ate those little like 5-10 milligram edibles.
The Money Buddies.
Oh, I'm lit, right?
The Money Buddies.
Right,
yeah, I remember.
Right.
Oh, I remember.
Yeah, and his whole family, grandma, aunt, uncles, mom, dad, stepdad, everyone's getting litty titty off these like low dose. But that's what I'm saying. It's friendly. It's more approachable. When you're already used to drinking beer and drinking wine, someone introduces you to 5 milligrams of cannabis. After 2 regular beers, you're gonna be like, you know what I mean? Because really, people might want to when they're drinking, but sometimes what holds them back is they don't smoke. You know what I mean? They're not cigarette smokers. Like, I started smoking weed because, not really started, but like why I started more heavily. It's because I was like, man, I'm smoking cigarettes and weed. Like, I'm done with cigarettes. I'm smoking weed. And I started smoking a lot of weed. I'm like, you know what I mean? Like, more consistently. That
Cannabis,
was
right?
over a decade ago now, but no, not quite a decade. No, I smoked cigarettes till... Well, I was in my early 20s. 22, 23, 22.
I feel like you stopped before that, to be honest with you.
Did I? I don't know. I feel like I was still...
Maybe like you stopped like...
Maybe I was around when I got that DUI. Maybe around 21. Maybe it was. But I did smoke for like 17 till... 18 till...
I smoked for like a couple months.
Either way,
6 months.
yeah.
I was like, oh man, I don't like this.
I'm
dude.
saying I already had that, like, I'm used to smoking. You know what I mean? Did everyone... I mean, how did y'all smoke before y'all smoked? That was dumb. Did y'all smoke cigarettes before you smoked weed, or did everyone just smoke weed? Because I wish I would have said I went the other way, but it did get me get away from cigarettes. You know? What I mean?
If I had to choose it all day, yeah, because I'm definitely not gonna smoke cigarettes. You won't catch me with that. Catch me with a joint, or some dabs, or something for sure all day.
See, I like. Hold on, I just because we were talking about drinkables and thoughts on, I guess we're talking more predictions going to 2022. I'll pull that up, that lower third. But Dope just brought up a awesome fact. Like, do we think the entourage is going to hit differently the same way, or how the entourage effect is essentially going to hit people who are drinking it? How is it going to hit differently? And I think it's going to hit like because I think it's still going to hit you, right? Prospectively, maybe not us. Again, the low dose stuff isn't us, right? This is the people they're going for the market who don't smoke because they know the people who smoke now are already made their decisions on a lot of stuff. A lot of us know our favorite stuff, our favorite terpenes that we like. I know that I love Careflane and Mercy mixes, a little limony, little, love that. Like, I love those being my main two, though. You start learning more as you get to know more. But this low dose edibles, drinkables, they're going for a whole new market. And yes, I think they're going to feel the entourage effects. I mean, let me know what y'all think. I think the entourage effect is based on your experience with cannabis or with mushrooms or with any of these hallucinogenics, right? The more you do them, the more you understand it, the more you're like, okay, this is what high feels like, stone feels like. But these drinkables make it super comfortable for someone in these low dose to get used to it. 'Cause I've met people that say 5 milligrams is more than enough.
Well, that's why I think when you even have the edible packaging and they're broken up into smaller individual pieces,
Right.
it gives them the same option if it's not even a drinkable. They have the option with the 100 milligram pack, 10 milligrams per piece. But I think the 5 milligrams, I don't know. I'm curious because like, obviously it's not, like you said, it's not going to affect us, Groovy. So I don't know how it is. I mean, we drank them out in Vegas and it was
all right. I mean,
they were
it felt like
tasty,
an
and it wasn't bad.
The thing is, we were already smoking, so it was just kind of like
added onto it, to be honest.
But that's what kind of was, but again, for me, that was my first beer in Vegas. You know what I mean? I didn't really want to get right into the booze.
Yeah, technically
and then
and
then the first booze I bought, I spilled, which is just so much like me if you knew me.
I bought you that.
Yeah.
His first drink.
And do terps matter when you eat it? And actually, hopefully, I think in January we have this guest coming on, a chef from Canada. When we get closer to the date, we'll post which Terp Talk. He's supposed to be coming on live with us. So on this Terp Talk, on this at 7:10 to 8:10, he's going to come on from Canada, and he talks about how he doesn't decarb his bud and will actually use terpenes and distillates to create the entourage effect. So it's a different way to go about it, and I'm very excited to have him on.
Yeah, because decarbing
it's just
destroys
a whole
all the
new
terpenes.
way. It's a whole and that's
and
what
we
I
have
said,
a mini clip of oh my god, I'm blanking on his name, of the chef. It's on our YouTube and it's in the events category, and it's our first one from MJ BizCon. Well, I don't think the first one in order. I think technically was our first recording at BizCon, but not the first one we released. So, and while Groovy's got me on full screen right now, I'm gonna give you guys unfortunately some bad news. We won't be going live this Saturday for the Wake and Bake. We will be going live next Tuesday, same time, 7:10, kicking off the new year. So that will be our first live of the new year. We're taking off New Year's Day because that is Saturday morning. So, and then also I would like to give a shout out to our sponsor for the rest of the month, and that is Nino's Naturals. And if you want to check out any CBD product, go visit ninosnaturalscbd.com. Groovy's got it rolling on the bottom of the screen. They have projects ranging from capsules to gummies to tinctures to patches. Just mention Micannacast 15. That's MICANNA 15 at checkout. Receive $50 or 15% off your order, and if it's over $50, it's free shipping. So check out Nino's Naturals. Much love. And if you didn't check out the episode, we had Narmeen on back in October.
Yeah, and that's what I was about to say. Narmeen was a great guest, and thank you. I was heating up a dab, actually, of some sour dub. I'm really excited to do. I really like the sleep gummies, and I just want to point that I really do like the sleep ones as much as I can afford and eat them, but I said like 15% off, $50 over shipping. Check them out. Appreciate them. And like I said, that was a great episode. Narmeen was really positive, and honestly, I learned a lot from the episode, and just kind of things like, she did things that was like getting the paperwork put through, so that was fascinating kind of to hear about that type of stuff.
Yeah, she does a lot of social equity too as well. Yeah, Dave, that's hilarious. He said cigarettes are the gateway drug.
Ain't that the truth? Shit, I feel like it's caffeine some days,
Could be.
'Cause that's what gets you used to doing something on the regular when it makes you feel better.
Caffeine is very helpful here and there, so I would agree with that. Yeah, Rich. Vehicle City, Social Cannabis Club out in Flint. Thanks, T-Dub, for dropping that.
Yeah, been out there. It's great.
We were out there for the 5 years. That's why I love everyone communicating in the chat and everything during these lives. But so I forgot where I was about to go with it.
Oh, with the Vehicle City Social?
Yeah, I just blanked on it, to be honest.
Consumption events, more lounges and stuff.
Oh, I am hoping for more events going forward in 2022 with cannabis, within buying them at the event, buying product at the event, or being able to smoke at events. Because I think it was pretty cool doing the one I went to out in Ipsy. That was pretty unique. Looking forward to Hash Bash this year, since we weren't able to go this past year due to COVID. Actually, us being out with COVID. So I'm actually looking forward to that. I'm hoping there's a decent amount of events next year, and hopefully we go to some out-of-state events. We were talking about Hall of Flowers next year, or the Emerald Cup. Curious if they bring any cups here next year.
Well, I mean, we're talking about predictions and stuff. I mean, what are your thoughts and predictions on 2022 events?
Me, I think.
I mean,
I think
Hash Bash
we'll
is coming back.
I mean, it was this year. We just missed.
It was right, but we had COVID.
Yeah,
we couldn't.
Yeah, so we'll be there. We'll be there.
Right, as long as we don't have COVID.
Yeah, I think Monroe Street Fair will be back with Hash Bash, so that just goes in the same time that Hash Bash is happening, which would be pretty cool. Which is cool. I mean, it's just good to be able to see more and more events and happening this year towards like the second half of the summer. There was a bunch of them, and I think we'll see that trend continue. Obviously, probably not right away right now with how I don't even want to go into it is rampant. COVID, because you're not gonna they're not gonna be outdoors right now. Well, a lot of them will be indoors.
Well,
so.
yeah. Well, that's what's probably gonna affect it is going back outside. Is once we can go back outside.
Yeah.
We'll see a lot of it come back. But I mean, like, just like 2000, I think consumption events, it's crazy because where we're at in cannabis, I thought consumption events would be like, they're going to be the next big thing. But because of COVID, it's kind of like, definitely puts, now we're biking through tar,
Right. Jeez.
Well, I mean, yeah, but it's hard to be like, let's all like smoke up because again, if you're comfortable and it's like a compassion club and these are the users you see all the time, you smoke with all the time, like you're going there, especially at those places. A lot of times, people are just rolling up their own shit and just hanging out like a social club. Not everyone's even passing because you can get such good deals there and it's such a cool vibe. Yeah, and Rich, if you haven't checked out Vehicle City, it's a cool vibe. You don't see a lot of compassion clubs. Like that anymore. You don't. And you did, and I used to be a part of one in Waterford again, I think, before it got raided. But this was, 2000, I don't know, before I moved to Chicago, so 2010, 11.
Yeah.
So, but that was sweet, too.
Early days
you could hang out there. They had pool tables, and, it was a vibe, dude. And it's like, you don't, and again, if Flint was like, if that was down the street from me, I'd probably be there a lot more. You know what I mean? And that's why, again, that's why consumption centers and compassion clubs especially consumption centers could be the next thing, and all these consumption events, consumption centers. But because that's what everyone wants. We want to go smoke weed and be social about it, have some live music. That's why I always told you Vehicle Cities they're way ahead of their time. The issue is that it's like molasses right now because all the COVID crap. It's hard to promote social shit, and it's like, damn it.
And they gotta get proof for the to be open.
Yes,
in the cities.
Yes, we want to do some type of live event, or we'll be streaming live from Hash Bash, something. We've already talked. We're gonna be doing some live stuff. Like this year's just been crazy, and then especially when we want to go meet everyone at Hash Bash, we got sick, so it's been crazy.
It's been busy. The year actually flew by in my mind. I feel like it's been 2020, just another 2020, just like.
Non-stop.
Dude, right. Grand Rapids has their first open consumption event, Blunts and Brunch, in 3 weeks. I did not know that.
I didn't even hear that, but that
sounds pretty sweet.
I'll throw that down below so everyone sees that.
Man, that's pretty cool. That would actually be
But again,
Blunts and Brunch, I could do that.
And I think that's what I was trying to say is you're gonna see them, but I feel like they're not taking off the way they could. I think we're gonna see smaller ones, limited events, and I love it. Don't get me wrong. Even when we went to the Cannabis Council house last year, it was small, it was a little more private, but those are great events too to socialize and network in a different way. But I just don't know if we're gonna see High Times come back.
Yeah, I don't know.
That shit was crazy, man.
It wasn't
regulated well. When you're at Hash Bash, there's a common everyone's been here, and then the newcomers kind of follow suit, right? There's a vibe, right? Monroe Street Fair, it's a vibe. There's been so many years of tradition, but High Times is still so new, and then the first one in Detroit was ape shit,
19, baby,
nuts. So
that was.
I think there's a lot of learning to go with this. So.
It'll be interesting what we see pop off in 2022 with within consumption and cannabis events, because there were some cool ones this year, and there will be back to those moving forward. Because if you had a good successful first year, you're going to run it a second year. Because you already got probably approved in the city, so the city's gonna be like, all right, cool, we'll approve you again. There was no problems with the events because I didn't hear about any problems at any of these cannabis consumption events.
No, not in 2021. No, Well, God, wasn't it Ray Guy in the River? You went to that one at Ipsy, but you were buying bud right there.
Yeah, I bought some bud.
You said there was cops around.
It was just security.
But
for me, I was like, what?
Still weird.
What?
Yeah, you're like,
but it was weird because I was literally smoking. Okay, because like there's a different feel when you go to a park and you smoke weed.
Yeah.
And like for me, you're like, looking around, but there.
You still are looking around,
but it's like
out of instinct, aren't you? Like still,
I am.
like
Me personally, I am. Because I'm
right?
always paranoid. But for anyone else, it's just like, oh, this is kind of cool. Looking at it. So in my mind, I think it's interesting to see how different it is, and especially how fast times are changing too within cannabis. I mean, 3 years ago, we just went legal, and we just had. We didn't have our first dispo open until 19. So
I don't want to talk about it too much because it was a big topic of tomorrow's episode, so we want to hear your thoughts there. But like, just the fact that we didn't even see a lot of fully open dispos till recently. We brought that up.
I mean, I think they were more open this year though than they were last year, because a lot of them were just all drive-through, or not drive-through, but it was drive-through pretty much. But I think you even said you even liked it because sometimes you just go online, order, and you pick it right up because so many of the products and brands you like personally.
Right.
It just depends. I sometimes I get picky and like to go and smell my flowers. So to me, it was great to be able to walk in a dispo and actually smell the product, if you could even smell the product, because sometimes they couldn't. They would like whiff it.
Right.
So, I don't know. Too funny. Too funny, my dude. Too funny.
I mean, any other other thoughts? Because you went to the main consumption event that I'm thinking of. So, what was anything you think that like didn't work with it? Just curious.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing
in particular, to be honest.
Well, that's sweet, and that's what's like. I mean, they're obviously doing it right.
Yeah, no, I thought it was a good event. I mean, nothing in particular. I was just chilling, smoking weed, and it's cool to see that. I mean, you're able to mingle. They had a comedian. They had a Pink Floyd light show, I think it was. I left before that because I was like, go home. I chilled, walked around.
Well, I mean, just seeing the one in Grand Rapids, that's great too. It's all these other ones. I know. I think starting to see more normalization. I mean, but the thing is, like, we did see consumption lounges. We're seeing consumption lounges be built. It's just.
I mean, Vegas is launching them here soon, so you're seeing more states launching it. And I think more countries are going to go legal or open up a medical use or at least look into it. I think that's something because we talked about Malta going legal, and then we were discussing Germany is possibly looking into going legal as well too, which would be if Germany went legal. I think that'd be pretty big because
so they were discussing. Europe, I mean, they talked about being open to it, so it's something we're going to keep our eyes on. But yeah, no, I mean, there's so much coming with 2022. It's wild. And
it's good to see that. I don't know if much is going to happen with the government in cannabis in 2022.
Well, I mean, I would like to see safe banking, when you talk about international cannabis, Malta was like the only thing in 2021 that like got legal.
Unless
you said you saw Dubai like lighten their like
they're lightening their restrictions.
But that's still funny because from like death to like not killing you, like thanks. Still was like epic. Like there's still companies there are countries that lash you over having weed. And anything over a quarter is like selling, and anything over an ounce is like trafficking. And
it's crazy.
Like, what?
It's crazy. So you always got to check your laws where you're going, even out of state too. Some states are still a little strict here in the United States.
That's true.
With cannabis law. Hopefully, I would like to see, I don't know if this will happen, but a wish list would be like smell gone in Michigan, probable cause for smell gone. Maybe get rid of weight limits, restrictions on that. Like, I don't know. I feel like when all these states are going legal and you're gonna have like 2 ounces of dry flower at the house.
I just kind of put scope of cannabis in 2022. Is this kind of like your thoughts, like your hopes, I guess I should say, rather than thoughts, but it's predictions. These are the things that you think are the next steps. So moving.
If you're making tax revenue off of it, definitely anyone in jail for cannabis needs to be out, and people should the government should continue helping expunge the records of anyone that has cannabis related possessions or anything like that on their record, so they can get that wiped clean. Because if the state's making tax revenue off of it, there's no need that anyone's record. It should be clean. Just like the war on drugs failed, it never should have happened in the first place. It's been a plant. It's been around for thousands of years before we were even making changes to it in the 30s. It was around. So I just find it frustrating that happens. So hopefully some of that changes going forward in 2022. Those are some wishes. Maybe if not 2022, 2023. Looking forward.
The banking is a big thing.
That's huge. That needs to happen. I thought it would happen this year, to be honest.
Well, and that's
because they had it, and they pulled it out just recently, the defense bill. So who knows? So many states
these are the
legal.
things that are coming in Michigan, like the next things that are on the ballot.
I mean, that's for the whole U.S. That needs to happen, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, that needs to happen.
I guess I'm speaking from our... Yeah, no. That's true.
On the Michigan side, yeah, you're right. The probable cause, the plant counts, getting rid of continue the no support of, no changes and continue the support of the caregivers. Like, that needs to stay.
Yeah, this is actually a really good thought of going into 2022, or just really more in the future of cannabis. We got this from T-Dub on YouTube. Appreciate you. Sharing, commenting, liking, all that stuff. Will adult use tax increase or decrease in time or stay where it's at? Unfortunately, I want to be like, hey, it'll stay the same, because I think people will fight it to some degree, but I think eventually inflation, everything increases. I think they're going to try.
Nope.
You don't think with the...
Look at Cali.
Hold on. With medical, I understand they're probably not going to touch it because there's medical rights. But adult use, you don't think they're going to touch?
Nope. And if they do,
it's like the Cali thing. You push it back.
You're going to destroy the industry here in Michigan. Well, if you go anything over 16%, like dude, it's ready where it's at. It's already too high. It should be 10%. It shouldn't even be that high. Medical should be low, and the adult use should be like 10-12%, whatever. 16%, I think that's what it's at, should not be there, because
crazier.
Because you are crippling. People aren't going to want to go buy an eighth and then pay like $80 for an eighth of bud because you got to count tax on top of that. Like, come on, man. Like, that is so ridiculous. California's industry, we talked about it a couple episodes ago. It's literally, they say it's on the verge of collapse. I mean, I don't think it's going to collapse, but you're pushing everyone in the black market. Like, no one can continually buy that product at what they were buying it before. So you're going to say someone was buying products, say 35, 40 an eighth, 30 an eighth, and then they're going to be buying it 60, 70, $80 an eighth after tax. That's just unreal. No one, you can't afford a 50% hike, especially with the inflation going around everywhere else. Like, people are going to go other places, and that's unfortunate. So yeah, if they do try to increase it, I think it's going to be detrimental to Michigan. I truly do. And honestly, they should decrease it for medical. Just have, what is it, 6% here? Is that what it is? Or it's
6%.
Yeah, they should just, whatever. I guess keep medical. It shouldn't even be.
6% isn't, like, when you're under 10%, it's doable, right? Because then you can be like, all right, sure, maybe it goes towards some. But that, even then, like I said, I'm not a huge fan of taxes, in general.
Me either, because you got income tax.
Well, you don't think they charge enough to make the profits they need to, but it's because the state does this thing. But the thing is, that's why we always say, like, people are, going into 2022, it's unfortunate because we don't have people getting out of prison, but we've got all this extra regulation going through. Mm-hmm. Like, are you serious? Let's finish the regulation that already got passed and stop trying to go to the next thing that's gonna make more money.
100%.
The money's gonna be there. They act like it hasn't just made $1 billion and it's not even fully. I say cannabis is legal here in Michigan, and we have a great program, to great people. But the issue is, it still, to me, seems like there's a lot of hate on the commodity no matter where you go. And it's like, that whole stigma is just, that's my hope in 2022, that we even get farther and farther away from that stigma, because that stigma is going to be huge and play towards the speed of all this other stuff getting done in legislation.
Mm-hmm. T-Dub thinks the first push will be to make med pay the adult use tax as well. If they did that, I mean, I think that'd be a huge hit.
Well, that's why I was worried about the merging of markets, because then you basically take that medical person that they went through the extra effort to get the card and go to a doctor, just because that's essentially why everyone went there. So they were more protected back in the day, and then because it was cheaper or more affordable, right? I get, so you get your caregiver, you can get it's more affordable. Like, even now, people have it's more affordable, right?
100%.
If you want, you can go get 200 milligram edibles.
If you raise it, that's a slap in the face to the medical community.
I think they're gonna try. I don't think it'll pass, but I do think they're gonna try.
And it just shows how money hungry. It just shows how money hungry people are getting in the cannabis industry. When here, first off, none of them set foot in the industry when it was in the gray black market area. But now that it's in the green market, they're like, oh, I can make money. I can make millions. Exactly. So let me jump into it. I don't like that, because the people that have spent their years, families have been affected. This has gone on since the war on drugs. And then you just have these guys coming in and spending money and going on. Like, it's frustrating. I went off on a tangent. Frustrating.
No, dude. I am too candidate for killing.
Frustrating.
No, dude, it's not right, and that's why we do this podcast. That's why we do this podcast, because these things aren't just, and these things aren't fair. They need to be discussed.
Yep, 100%.
You know, I produce music. You're a caregiver. We weren't even like host of a podcast till we made this, because this is not right. That's why we talked about what you went through and what is not right. When people are getting taxed, we're all getting taxed up the butt, but the people aren't even getting out of the prisons yet. You know, these lobbyist MCMA people are like winning, like as far as like advertisement goes. Like, fuck this shit. Like, it's not right. None of this shit is just. That's why we have a non-propaganda source for media, and we just talk about it. You know,
100%.
And it's so crazy. It's yeah, dude. Dave Cobb, 100%. Greed will always kill good vibe, dude. 100%. 100%.
Dude, it will. And when we're seeing it happening here in the cannabis industry, that goes back to like the main first topic, MCMA. That was headline news, and they're just being greedy to make more money for their pockets. They're not really thinking about the patients, because if they were, they wouldn't have pushed.
And it's like, to me, like the thing is though, because I think business is business. I think like, hey, we knew those were gonna exist. It's all this extra bullshit with the MCMA, and they're going against like that. That's where it's bullshit. You want to be a bullshit company that doesn't care about the industry? There's a tons of industries with people that don't care, that are just trying to make money. I knew that was going to, the Walmart weed, I told you, I knew that was going to exist. It's all the shit when you go against people that built the market, just like T-Dub said in the comments. It's just, you can't, you know, that's why I'm hoping we're going to, I don't know. I don't even know exactly what to say. I'm just getting frazzled.
It's going to be, I'm looking forward to 2022. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens within the cannabis space. We saw a lot of automation at events. I'm pretty sure that's going to continue moving forward within these big companies. I'm excited to see what 22 has in store and bring, not just for cannabis, but for everyone in general. I hope you guys all have a great end of year 2021 and a great 2022 year.
Yeah,
I said this in the episode.
Everyone that's been following us on the gram and following me, man, my dad just got out of the hospital today, so please send good vibes, and please be smart. If people are sick and not in good health, you know, just be careful with the whole COVID stuff. You know, I don't want to get into beliefs or not beliefs. Just be careful, you know, and just because everyone's different. Everyone's created differently. I just want to say that.
And I want to say real quick, check out our episode tomorrow. It's at 4:20 Eastern time. And if you don't check it out and you don't hear the ending, I just want to say thank you all. I appreciate every single one of you for the support this year and in previous years.
Facts.
If you're a new follower, love it. Thank you. If you're an OG follower, love it even more. Thank you.
And you're all G's to me.
Yeah, I was just making a joke, but I appreciate all you. So everyone listening to our podcast, tuning into our lives.
Yeah, please shout out MI Joints and Jams for sure too. That's our group.
Contributing to our group. Anything helping out with Micannacast or Groovy or Canada Dave, myself. Thank you. We greatly appreciate it, because without you guys, we wouldn't be where we're at right now.
Sure.
And we're continuing to grow, and we got a lot of stuff planned coming out for 2022.
Yeah,
I'm always saying that,
but we had some event things that. I mean, like I said, I've been dealing with family stuff for honestly the last a few weeks, and then Dave's been dealing with family stuff. So honestly, the events have fell through this holiday, but we have some events that we want to try, at least some get-togethers and just
Well, we are going to do a laser tag event. We don't know the date yet. It's going to be...
we're definitely going to do some MI Combat. So we've already discussed this.
Adult Duty, Call of Duty.
Keep your social calendars planned. Wait, what?
It's Adult Call of Duty.
Open. Oh. There we go. Either way, it'll be great. Yeah, and honestly, I appreciate y'all supporting us, you know, liking Canada Dave's, you know, cannabis pictures, or checking out my music from listening to before these podcasts. And honestly, obviously checking out these licenses. And let us know what you think about cannabis, because that's all we're here to talk about, is the justice and the injustice of cannabis, and the rights and the positive side of cannabis, not all the negative crap.
Because there's a lot of bad propaganda and a lot of negative crap with it. So we're trying to bring a positive aspect on it, because cannabis really is a positive. There's not much negative with it. But there's a lot of positive with it. There's some negative with it, but there's a lot of positive that comes with the cannabis plant. And everyone needs to be able to have access to it, be able to smoke it, be able to grow it.
Yeah.
And until that happens, we're going to continue advocating for that. And we're going to try to do what we can do for the community. So other than that, man, I ain't got much left for our last live of the 2021
year.
I know, it's crazy.
I'll see you next year. We'll see you next year. Well, yeah,
we will
check out
literally
the episode tomorrow.
We literally will see you next year because we
Here's
are
some more of our thoughts and opinions on this, reflecting on, and then honestly, we get digging way deeper on genetics and strains, where we think it's going, because I do think genetics are going to take a shift, and you'll hear more if you check out the stream tomorrow. And honestly, we just think that it's going to go a different direction than where it's been with all the this, the cross, this cross with this cross. You know what I mean?
There's a lot. I mean,
it's been many years of it now. We're starting. I think we're gonna. Well, we'll see. I just think we're gonna start going back to that.
It's gonna be interesting. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to 2022. I'm curious to see what it brings. I'm hoping a great year for everybody.
You're G.
And I want to say again, we will not be going live this Saturday. I'm sorry. We will be going live next Tuesday at 7:10 Eastern time, and that'll be the first live of 2022 and the first Terp talk of the season. So of the new year.
Like I said, we're gonna try. I think we got our first lives.
Yep,
we got our first guest coming on our Terp talk in January.
Cannabis chef out in
Canada. We're gonna try to do some guests this going into Terp talks in Wake and Bake this year, and we're gonna give it some goes. So we're gonna be trying all sorts of new things. You obviously saw Terp Talk evolve. If you've been seeing
Travis,
remember Travis, nice Terp Talk. That was a delay. Terp Talk. You saw Terp Talk evolve. Just want to talk about this because honestly, you're talking about from the beginning of 2021, we were just doing liming and pining each week. We were just trying to talk about each terp, and now Terp Talks has evolved into talking about cannabis, but the untalked about sides, the CBDs, the CBGs. The phenotypes, what that really means, genotypes, what that means, just kind of talking more about the plant. And we're definitely going to circle back to all of our terp talks, but we feel like, 52 episodes of just terpenes is a little much. So, we talked about flavonoids. We got so much more other topics.
We might do like one a month.
No, we're still going to be doing, or we're going to do multiple at a time.
Yeah.
Because we just feel like it's repetitive. So
yeah, we like bringing different stuff.
We really are excited to hope you stick around and check out the new, all the new stuff we have coming for different segments on all the different stuff.
It's gonna be a fun year, man. Looking forward to it.
Work with some great companies, do some cool reviews, and it's gonna be a great time.
Great.
Do some road trips and compare some new states,
and hopefully we can blaze with some of y'all next year.
Yeah, that's why I said we can do some social events, man. We're going to. We'll be at Hash Bash, health giving and all that stuff again. So.
100%, man. 100%.
Can't wait to get that in the community. Let's do it.
Looking forward to it. Great year, 2021. And I think that's a wrap, Groovy. I think that's a wrap. Last one
appreciate
of the year.
y'all on
Appreciate
YouTube,
everybody.
Facebook. As always, you can find us, Groovy Music below. You want to check out my music, Groovy. Tui's Know Why, like I always say, it's you got shit from like sexy, lo-fi vibes to like EDM stuff. I'll be putting out stuff. Got a couple new I got a bunch of new stuff planned for next year. I don't want to talk about everything, but very excited for the music stuff, as well as I'm very excited for this and all of our new guests we have planned and new ideas for Micannacast. Just want to say thank you for supporting my music, Groovy, or supporting Micannacast. I mean, we've been doing this since 2018. Dave went through this shit in 2015 that just changed our perspective. And after school, and we lived together for a short time after school, and we're like, let's do this. And it happened. You know what I mean? And we're just so happy to talk about the community, and we're not out here some company trying to push our own agenda. We're really not. We're not trying to make money. Like, I mean, it didn't. Well, now we're trying to make money so we can do it more full time, doing more. Think we've been having some people reach out and sponsor us, and we do want to reach more into that area. But that's because we want to spend more time doing this and do more live stuff, be out there in the community more. But we just want to say, we've been self-funded. This is what we've done. This is what we built. So we just want to say thank you all for coming. And, the algorithm sucks. So the fact that we had 20 people this whole stream, it's amazing. And we appreciate y'all. You know what I mean? So just reflecting, these streams have turned into, a few people here and there checking them out to 20 people, every time. And, it may not seem a lot to everyone, but, when we're cross-platforming and all this, we really appreciate it. So.
No, much love.
We really appreciate it. And you're gonna see more streaming and just random streaming, and like Dave's saying with Patreon, we got little side segments we're gonna do where you get a little more personal if you want to get to know us on a different level.
Looking forward to it, man. Looking forward to it.
I'm excited.
I'm excited as well
y'all.
too. I hope you guys.
Well, I'm closing this song out with my homie Squad Records release. Me and my buddy Logan Law released this jazzy lo-fi EP. If you're into that, check it out.
All you guys have a great end of the year. And have a happy new year. Be safe. Blaze up, smoke good, enjoy it.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see you all next Tuesday.
Hell yeah.
Much love.
Yeah, and as always, we're here to advocate,
Educate.
and inspire.
Till next year, guys.
Damn it, he did it. Later, y'all.